Okay, we are going to evaluate this integral, which involves trigonometric substitutions.
Okay.
Now looking at this is going to be, when you get an integral like this, we normally get a triangle, and now one question is, to decide this, what's going to go on a hypotenuse?
The bottom.
Well, there are three things. One is a 1, the other is an e to the 2x, and the other one is a square root of 1 squared plus e to the 2x.
The third one is the hypotenuse.
Yeah, because the largest one has to be the hypotenuse.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll put that here.
Diagram theorem.
Right, the diagram theorem, right. So, there's nothing added to the opposite side, right? Is that correct, Rob? To the opposite side of the u, of the angle u?
Oh, no, we can either put the 1 here or the e to the 2x here.
Okay.
I usually put the e to the 2x here because of what is going to happen later. Now I'm going to list down trigonometric identities.
It doesn't matter where you put the e to 2x?
Or the 1, it doesn't matter. These two are interchangeable.
Okay.
But whatever belongs to the hypotenuse, it has to stay there.
Yeah.
You cannot put this here in the opposite or the adjacent. Now we're going to list down the trig identities. Now what, according to the triangle, what is cosine of u?
Cosine of
opposite
u
over e
is
2x.
negative sine.
What?
Cosine of u.
Cosine of u is...
Look at the triangle, man. E 2x over hypotenuse.
That would be sine because
Opposite
over
over
hypotenuse.
adjacent. 1 over.
So it's 1 over.
Yeah.
So.
And what is sine of u?
E 2x over hypotenuse.
And what is tangent of u?
Opposite over adjacent. E
Opposite over
2x.
adjacent.
E 2x.
Okay.
Over 1.
Yeah.
Now what happens if I square this?
Do you square the whole thing?
Yeah.
The square root sign disappears from the bottom.
Okay, now does that look anything like an integral?
Yeah.
Well, partly yes. And I'm not really going to use this. And what happens if I take the derivative of this?
It's going to be...
What's the derivative of tangent?
Derivative of tangent is secant squared.
Yeah,
Secant squared.
Secant squared.
Squared u du. And what's the derivative of this? It's going to be
2x.
e to the 2x dx.
Nice. Okay.
And now I'm going to rewrite this integral in terms of this and 1/2 of this.
Yeah.
And so my new integral becomes 1 over 1 plus e to the 4x becomes cosine squared u. Dx becomes 1/2 secant.
Couldn't you get rid of the 1/2 and just write? Okay.
The 1/2? Yeah. I don't want a 2 because I only have an e to the 2x
That's
dx.
right. Okay, yeah.
Now, these limits are also going to change. Since these limits belong to x, I have to change them to u's.
Yeah.
I could not write the ln of 3 and a 0 here because they belong to x.
Yeah.
So how do I convert them?
You plug it into
The easiest one to use is tangent u because it has the simplest form.
You could plug into either tangent or cosine.
Yeah, but use tangent because that's the easiest here.
Okay.
So when x is ln of 3, by the way, u is actually going to be tangent inverse of e to the 2x.
Okay. Question. We were talking about the 1/2 again. I guess, could you just really quick, sort of explain that? I guess it's
Now you
1/2.
have a 2e 2x to the dx.
Right.
I only want in e to the 2x dx. I don't want a 2.
Okay.
So bump the 2 to the other side.
Oh, he's moved it to the other side. Okay.
Move it to the other side.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so when x is ln of 3, u is going to be now this is going to be arctangent of let's see, it's going to be arctangent of 8.
How do you get 8?
Because 2 ln of 3 is going to be ln of 3 to the square, which is 8. ln and the e cancels off to give you 8.
Okay.
And when x is,
Oh, yes. Isn't it 9 then? Isn't it 10? 3 squared is 9.
oh yeah, that's, it is 9, arctangent of 9.
Okay.
And then now when we have x,
Is 0.
e to the 0,
Is 0.
you have
Oh, 1.
arctangent of, now what is arctangent of 1? It's 45 degrees.
degrees.
So it's a pi
5
over
over 4.
4. So we have an arctangent of 9 here, and a pi over 4 here.
Now you just plug it in, right?
Now we need to do the integral. Now what happens when a cosine and a secant come together?
Cosine and secant. Cosine is 1 over. Secant
Now
is
we
1
know
over
that a
cosine.
cosine
It's 1.
is the reciprocal of a sine.
Yeah, it's 1.
The reciprocal of a secant, I mean.
Yeah. It's a.
So they both cancel out to give you just